The war began with a lie. Two empires, born from the same dying star, claimed dominion over the Eternity Core. A celestial forge that could bend time, matter, and fate itself. The Veithari, a race of radiant beings woven from light, believed the core was a divine gift, a tool to perfect the universe. Their cities glowed with crystalline spires, their warships singing hymns of purity as they burned worlds that refused their salvation. The Drathul, shadows given flesh, saw the core differently. To them, it was a weapon, a means to unravel existence and rebuild it in their image. Their fleets were jagged obsidian claws, tearing holes in space-time, leaving behind void scars, wounds where reality rotted. Their conflict was not born of hatred, but faith. The Veithari sought to preserve, the Drathul to purge. For centuries, they clashed in the shattered expanse, a graveyard of dead stars and broken worlds. Armies of light and darkness collided, their battles birthing storms that devoured neighboring systems. Stars went supernova prematurely. Planets cracked like eggs, their molten cores spilling into the void. The lesser species of the galaxy, traders, miners, fledgling empires, pleaded for peace. They formed the Galactic Accord, a council of 1,000 voices. Begging the warring titans to cease, delegates floated proposals: share the core, destroy it, lock it away. The Veithari's reply was a beam of light that vaporized the Accord's flagship. Perfection cannot be compromised, their high luminary declared. The Drathul responded by swallowing a neutral colony into a void scar. Chaos is the only truth, their shadow sovereign hissed. The Accord dissolved into silence. The war's poison spread. In the Kairos belt, a mining hub, time fractured. Workers watched their children age to dust in seconds. A freighter pilot mid-jump arrived at his destination a century before he was born. Starships began vanishing, crews reduced to gibbering husks, their minds unraveled by glimpses of the war's raw temporal fury. The Veithari and Drathul, blinded by zeal, did not care. They sacrificed their own worlds to fuel their crusades. The Veithari's holy cities dimmed, their light siphoned to power war machines. The Drathul's homeworld collapsed into a black hole, its gravity harnessed to birth new void scars. A century into the war, the Eternity Core itself began to fail. Its power, overused, abused, leaked into the galaxy. Reality softened. Laws of physics became suggestions. In the Fenrir system, a star cooled instead of burned. On Jara 3, a desert world, rain fell upward. The Accord's remnants convened one final time. A frail Talaxi scholar, her carapace cracked from radiation, projected a hologram of the dying galaxy. "The core is breaking," she rasped. "When it shatters, it will unmake us all. Beg them. Again." They sent envoys. The Veithari crucified theirs upon a beam of solidified light. The Drathul fed theirs to a void scar, and so the galaxy waited. Farmers tilled ash, traders sailed dead roots. Parents whispered lullabies to children they knew would never age. The war raged on, a fire too vast to extinguish, fed by the arrogance of gods. But in the dark, on a small blue world not yet scarred by the Accord's maps, a young species gazed at the stars. They did not beg. They did not pray. They calculated, and the clock began to tick. The Eternity Core screamed. Its fractures spread, birthing storms that gnawed at the edges of the galaxy. The Veithari and Drathul, locked in their dance of annihilation, did not notice the faint signal pulsing from the far arm of the Milky Way, a signal not of light or shadow, but of silence. The Galactic Accord's remnants detected it first. A Talaxi scout, her ship trembling as reality peeled apart around her, traced the signal to a pale blue world orbiting an unremarkable star. Its inhabitants called it Earth. "They are primitives," scoffed a Drathul warlord when the Accord begged them to heed the signal. "Let their world burn with the rest." The Veithari agreed. "Their extinction will be a mercy," the High Luminary declared. But Earth was already moving. The message was broadcast on every frequency, in every language, etched into the fabric of space-time itself. "Veithari and Drathul, stand down. Disarm your fleets. Surrender the Eternity Core. You have 1 hour to comply." The empires laughed. The Drathul swallowed a star system in response. The Veithari glassed 3 colony worlds. Earth did not beg. It counted. The Veithari fleet hung in the shattered expanse, a constellation of radiant warships charging their final assault on the Drathul's last void scar. Without warning, their systems faltered. The light sustaining their ships dimmed. On Earth, a team of engineers, physicists, and a 24-year-old prodigy named Dr. Elia Morrow watched holograms flicker. "The core's frequency isn't divine," she muttered. "It's a flaw, a glitch in quantum foam, and we just patched it." The Veithari's hymns of light stuttered into static. Their warships cut off from the core's power, froze like insects in amber. The Drathul lunged, sensing weakness. Their void scars yawned wide, ready to feast on the Veithari's helpless fleet until their own shadows turned against them. Earth had not attacked. They had stabilized space-time. "Void scars require chaos to spread," Dr. Morrow explained to her team, her voice flat. "We gave the universe rules." The Drathul's obsidian ships cracked, their hunger met with a wall of immutable physics. The void scars snapped shut, severing the Drathul's connection to the core. The war machines of both empires drifted. Inert. The shattered expanse fell still. The Galactic Accord's surviving envoys trembled as Earth's second message pierced the silence. "You have 2 hours left to surrender." The Drathul raged. The Veithari despaired. Neither could comprehend what had happened. Earth transmitted a single data packet to both empires. Inside, schematics of the Eternity Core's true nature, a dying star's final spasm. Nothing more. A cosmic accident. The Veithari's High Luminary shattered its crystalline form, unable to bear the truth. The Drathul's Shadow Sovereign howled, its voice echoing from 1,000 dead throats. "Lies!" they screamed. "Mathematics," Earth replied. With 6 minutes remaining, the Eternity Core detonated, not from fire or shadow, but from neglect. Earth's engineers had siphoned its energy into stabilizing reality, rendering it inert. The core collapsed into a cold, dead husk. The Veithari's radiant cities dimmed. The Drathul's void scars sealed. Earth's final transmission was not a taunt, but a receipt. War terminated. 5 hours, 0 casualties. Do not resume hostilities. The Galactic Accord stared at the void where the core had been. The Talaxi scholar, her carapace now grey with exhaustion, whispered, "Who are they?" On Earth, Dr. Morrow shut off her console. "We're the janitors," she said to no one, "cleaning up God's mistakes." And so the galaxy learned a new truth. Divinity is fragile. And humanity? Humanity is very, very good at breaking things. The war's end left a silence louder than any explosion. The Veithari, stripped of their radiant purpose, drifted in the dark. Their crystalline cities, once ablaze with holy light, dimmed to funeral pyres. The Drathul fared worse. Their shadow fleets, severed from the void scars, collapsed into ash, their crews dissolving into whispers. The Eternity Core's corpse floated cold and inert, a tombstone for 2 empires' hubris. The galaxy did not cheer. It trembled. The Galactic Accord's dilemma. The surviving species gathered, not in council chambers, but in the ruins of a dead zone. Reality here was still fragile. Air tasted metallic. Gravity wept upward. The Talaxi scholar, her carapace now brittle as ancient paper, addressed the hushed crowd. The humans did not conquer. They fixed. What does that make them? No one answered. Earth had transmitted no demands, no manifestos. Only a single line to the Accord. Stabilization protocols active. Do not touch the settings. Desperation breeds strange faith. A Vathari pilgrim, its light fractured and dim, crawled to humanity's doorstep. It found Lunar Station, a skeletal outpost orbiting Earth's moon, staffed by engineers in stained lab coats. "Teach us," it pleaded, its voice a crackling hymn. "We wish to understand." Dr. Elia Maro, sipping black coffee, blinked at the alien. "We didn't understand the core. We debugged it. Go home." The pilgrim shattered itself on the station's airlock, a final act of celestial theater. The Shadow Sovereign's final command, surveilled in the databanks of a derelict warship. "If we cannot rule, let all burn." A remnant of the Drathul swarm, feral and starving, latched onto a reality storm near Sigma 7. They fed it lies, coaxing it to metastasize, a final suicidal blow to existence. The storm bloomed, voracious. Planets unraveled. Stars screamed. The Accord's distress signal reached Earth. The reply took 6 seconds. "Stand clear. Do not intervene." Humanity did not send ships. They sent engineer seraphs, drones shaped like skeletal angels, forged from salvaged core fragments and quantum processors. The drones did not fight. They repaired. To the Drathul's dying swarm, they offered no mercy. The engineer seraphs carved equations into space-time itself, stitching the storm's edges into a stable loop. The Drathul raged, clawing at the numbers until their swarm mind unraveled, its entropy spent on solving infinite calculus. The storm collapsed. Sigma 7's survivors found their world whole, scarred but intact. Carved into every mountain range, glowing faintly, was a single phrase, recalibrated by United Earth: "Do not touch." The galaxy split into factions. The reverent, species who worshipped humanity as silent deities, building shrines to the engineer seraphs. The resentful, empires who saw Earth's pragmatism as a new tyranny, colder than the Vathari's light. The reluctant, those who begged humanity to lead, to rule, to explain. Earth answered none of them. Dr. Maro, promoted to galactic liaison against her will, summed it up in a press conference. "We're not your parents. Clean your own room." In the Accord's ruins, the Talaxi scholar unearthed a truth. The Eternity Core's collapse had not been random. Humanity's patch had altered something deeper. Reality was healing. Stars burned hotter. Jump routes stabilized. Even the dead zones began to regrow. But in the silence, the scholar wondered, had humanity truly fixed the core, or replaced it? On the edge of the Milky Way, the last engineer seraph drifted. Its sensors flickered as it monitored the void. In its databanks, a log entry cycled, unseen. Directive: maintain stability. Do not engage. Do not reveal. Note: they will fear us. Let them. Fear is manageable. And somewhere on Earth, in a dimly lit lab, Dr. Maro deleted the schematics for the seraphs. "We're done playing gods," she muttered. Outside, the stars shone a little brighter, and so the galaxy learned to breathe again. But it never forgot the hand that held its throat, or the quiet gods who let go.